Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. My name is Tori Adamson, and I am the Outreach Coordinator for Tools for Life, which is Georgia's Assistive Technology Act program. We are so excited to have Dr. Tracy Rackensberger with us today to give her presentation, utilizing telework as a workplace accommodation for individuals with physical disabilities who use an alternative communication. Just a couple of housekeeping things before I turn it over to Dr. Rackensberger. We do have a live captionist with us today. Thank you so much, Heather, for providing our captions. At the bottom of your Zoom screen, you should see a button that says CC for show captions, and you can click on that and view it there. I'm also putting it in our webinar chat, a link to stream text. So if you cannot see the Zoom captions, you can go to your browser and view them there. Please note that the webinar chat function is disabled for participants as this is a webinar and not a meeting. But should you have any questions that come up throughout the webinar, please utilize the question and answer button on the Zoom toolbar. Also, one final thing is that this webinar is being recorded for viewing later. If you are requesting continuing education units from the AAC Institute or CRCs from the Commission on Rehabilitation Counseling Certification, you are welcome to view this webinar at a later date to receive those. And with that, I will turn it over to Dr. Rackensberger.
Welcome to the webinar utilizing telework as a workplace accommodation for individuals with physical disabilities who use augmentative and alternative communication, AAC. I'm Dr. Tracy Rackensberger, and today, we'll explore how telework can be a powerful tool for accessibility, employability, and autonomy for individuals with physical disabilities who use AAC. We'll discuss the benefits and challenges of telework as a workplace accommodation, including specific telework tools and strategies for communication, productivity, and creating an inclusive work environment. By the end, I hope you'll be equipped with practical insights to advocate for and implement effective telework accommodations. Next slide, please. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Tracy Rackensberger. I'm a public service faculty member at the Institute on Human Development and Disability at the University of Georgia, where I contribute to advancing inclusive practices and accessibility in education and employment. I currently serve as the president of the United States Society for Augmentative and Alternative Communication and participate in the North American Alliance for Communication Access. I also co-lead training and dissemination for the RERC on AAC and am the YUGA training director for the Rehabilitation Research Training Center on Accommodations, Employment Supports, and Success for People with Physical Disabilities, Access PD. Additionally, I facilitate cause initiatives and manage resources and outreach for advancing employment, focusing on pathways for meaningful, inclusive employment. Thank you for joining today's session. I'm looking forward to discussing our important topic with all of you. Next slide, please. For my disclosures, I am a full-time salaried faculty member at the University of Georgia. Additionally, part of my salary is funded through a subcontract with Georgia Tech as part of their Rehabilitation Research and Training Center, RRTC, funding. This project is funded by grant from the National Institute on Disability, Independent Living, and Rehabilitation Research, a center within the Administration for Community Living, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The content of this presentation does not necessarily represent the policy of these agencies, and you should not assume endorsement by the federal government. Next slide, please. This session delves into the transformative potential of telework, working from a non-traditional office environment using digital communication and collaboration tools, as a flexible and effective model for people with physical disabilities who use AAC, telework arrangements, whether fully remote or hybrid, provide the flexibility for individuals to work in environments that align with their specific needs and preferences, supporting independence, productivity, and comfort. For AAC users, telework offers numerous unique benefits, such as eliminating the challenges associated with commuting and accessible transportation. By reducing the need for physical travel, telework not only conserves time and energy but also minimizes the stress and logistical obstacles often encountered by people with mobility limitations. Additionally, telework empowers individuals to set up customized, accessible workspaces at home or in preferred locations, where they can fully integrate adaptive technology and other supports tailored to their requirements. This personalization ensures that AAC users can communicate and participate effectively in their roles without the restrictions of a standard office setup. Telework also facilitates asynchronous communication, allowing AAC users the time needed to compose responses and engage in discussions at their own pace, critical for those who may face barriers to rapid or spontaneous speech. As a recognized accommodation under the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, telework can expand employment access by removing traditional workplace barriers, positioning people with disabilities to succeed in more diverse roles across various industries. The COVID-19 pandemic prompted a widespread shift to remote work, making telework's accessibility benefits more widely understood and valued. These shifts have laid a foundation for sustained telework options, enabling an inclusive future where people who use AAC, and others with disabilities, have enhanced opportunities to enter and thrive in the workforce. In today's webinar, we'll examine these points in greater depth, discuss practical considerations for setting up effective telework accommodations, and explore the lasting potential of telework as a tool for accessibility and inclusion in modern employment practices. Next slide, please. This webinar is designed to equip you with a thorough understanding of telework as a flexible work model for individuals with physical disabilities who use AAC. After completing this session, you will be able to define telework and differentiate between various teleworking models, such as fully remote and hybrid setups. You will gain insights into the unique advantages and challenges telework presents for AAC users with physical disabilities, including flexibility and accessibility benefits alongside potential drawbacks. You will also explore the concept of the digital divide and learn strategies to address technological barriers that impact access to telework. Additionally, we'll cover how telework can be applied as a reasonable accommodation under the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, helping people with disabilities deal with traditional workplace barriers. Finally, you will consider the lasting impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on telework adoption and examine future opportunities for creating a more inclusive and accessible workforce through remote work options. Next slide, please. Telework is defined by the U.S. Office of Personnel Management as a work arrangement in which an employee is permitted to complete tasks at an approved alternative location, such as their home or a telework center, during any part of regular, paid hours. This definition outlines the basic structure of telework, emphasizing employer-approved off-site locations for carrying out duties within scheduled work hours. However, an expanded view of telework recognizes its flexibility beyond traditional boundaries. Telework can encompass work performed at any time of day or night, in any location approved by the employer, including self-employed setups. This broader perspective highlights the adaptability of telework, accommodating various work schedules and diverse workspaces, tailored to individual needs. Such flexibility is particularly advantageous for employees with disabilities who may benefit from non-standard working hours or customized workspaces designed to support their accessibility and productivity needs. This view of telework as a dynamic, adaptable work model illustrates its role in fostering an inclusive, modern workforce. Telework arrangements are shaped by several interdependent factors designed to meet the needs of both the employer and the employee. Location is central to their arrangements, with remote work often taking place at an employee's home, a telework center, or another approved site. Flexibility in location allows employees to choose environments that best suit their productivity, comfort, and accessibility needs, especially valuable for individuals with physical disabilities who may benefit from workspaces adapted to their requirements. Work hours are another significant factor, as telework can vary from traditional 9-to-5 schedules to flexible or asynchronous hours. This flexibility is often crucial for individuals who use AAC or require specific accommodations, as it allows them to work at times when they are most comfortable and efficient. Employers may set specific hours for synchronous activities like team meetings, while other tasks can be completed independently, accommodating both structured and self-directed work. Employment status, whether part-time or full-time, also influences telework, defining the extent to which telework replaces traditional in-office work. For some, telework supplements office hours with remote work a few days a week, while for others, it constitutes their entire schedule. Part-time arrangements may offer a balance between office-based and remote tasks, while full-time telework is ideal for roles that can be effectively managed outside a traditional office supporting accessibility, and eliminating daily commutes. Together, these factors create a tailored telework arrangement that can support an inclusive work environment, allowing for a productive, accessible, and balanced approach to remote work that meets both organizational goals and personal needs. Next slide, please. Telework has transformed the modern work landscape, offering various models to suit different roles and organizational needs. The main telework models include full-time remote work, where employees work entirely from a remote location, often from home, maximizing independence and reducing commute times. Hybrid remote work allows employees to split time between the office and remote settings, combining the benefits of in-person collaboration and remote flexibility. Flexible telework grants employees the freedom to choose when and where they work, adapting to their personal schedules. Temporary or project-based remote work is designed for roles that only need remote work for specific projects or time frames, adding flexibility as demands shift. Finally, mobile or on-the-go telework supports employees who work while traveling, enabling them to stay productive from any location using mobile devices. By adopting a model that aligns with specific work requirements, organizations can enhance productivity, employee satisfaction, and work-life balance. Next slide, please. Full-time remote work allows employees to work exclusively from a remote location, often from home. This model is well suited to roles that require minimal in-person collaboration or hands-on tasks. Employees with disabilities benefit from reduced commute challenges, which can lead to a better balance and greater productivity due to fewer workplace distractions. Next slide, please. Hybrid remote work offers a blend of remote and in-office time, combining the flexibility of remote work with the collaborative benefits of on-site interaction. Employees might spend part of the week in the office for meetings and team collaboration, while handling individual tasks remotely. This model is popular because it provides the best of both worlds, giving employees using AAC autonomy while maintaining a sense of connection to the team and company. Successful hybrid models often require careful scheduling and strong communication channels to ensure seamless transitions between settings. Next slide, please. Flexible telework gives employees the freedom to decide both their work hours and location, offering unparalleled adaptability. This model is especially useful for employees who may have non-traditional schedules or healthcare commitments. For example, flexible telework can accommodate people using AAC. While this approach fosters greater autonomy and empowers employees to tailor their work around life commitments, it requires clear expectations about deliverables and deadlines to ensure accountability. Organizations adopting this model often focus on results rather than strict schedules, shifting to outcome-based performance evaluations. Next slide, please. Temporary or project-based remote work is designed for employees who need remote access only during specific projects or periods. This model is ideal for roles that may be location-based but periodically require remote work to accommodate special assignments or projects. For instance, an employee working on an intense data analysis project might temporarily work remotely to avoid office distractions and improve concentration. This flexibility allows businesses to respond dynamically to project demands without committing to a permanent remote arrangement. For this model to work effectively, organizations need a clear project timeline and communication plan to ensure smooth transitions before, during, and after remote periods. Next slide, please. Mobile or on-the-go telework supports employees who need to work while traveling, such as sales representatives or consultants who are frequently on the road. This model relies heavily on mobile devices and cloud-based systems that enable employees to access files, communicate with teams, and manage tasks from any location. The mobile model fosters productivity and responsiveness, even in transit, by allowing employees to work from various locations. However, it requires robust cybersecurity measures to protect sensitive information on potentially unsecure networks, as well as tools like virtual private networks and multi-factor authentication. Clear boundaries between work and personal time are also essential, as mobile telework can blur the lines, potentially leading to burnout. However, cybersecurity, particularly tools like virtual private networks and multi-factor authentication, can present unique challenges for AAC users. While these security measures are essential for protecting sensitive information, they are often designed with traditional keyboard or touch interactions in mind, which can create obstacles for users relying on alternative input methods. Next slide, please. Telework offers a wealth of advantages for AAC users, providing a work environment that can accommodate communication and accessibility needs while enhancing productivity and inclusion. Let's take a closer look at how eliminating transportation needs, work productivity, equipment setup, time management, and coworker communication make telework especially beneficial for AAC users. Firstly, eliminating transportation needs can be a game changer. For many AAC users, commuting presents a range of logistical challenges, from coordinating accessible transportation to managing the physical demands of travel. Public transportation may not be fully effective and can require advanced planning or assistance. With telework, these barriers are removed entirely, allowing AAC users to start their workday refreshed and focused without expending energy and time on a commute. This is particularly advantageous in areas where accessible transit options are limited or where unpredictable weather can make travel even more challenging. By working from home, AAC users can channel more energy into productive work and less into overcoming the hurdles associated with commuting. Work productivity often sees a notable boost with telework, as AAC users can work from the comfort and familiarity of their home environment. Many AAC users rely on specific assistive technology setups, which may include voice output devices, specialized keyboards, or eye tracking technology, and these are often most effective in an environment where they are optimized for daily use. Home setups can be customized to avoid distractions common in busy office spaces, where background noise, constant movement, and other sensory stimuli can disrupt focus. Additionally, by working in a space tailored to their needs, AAC users can transition smoothly between tasks, meeting their productivity goals without the constant adjustments required in less familiar settings. A key advantage is that equipment is already set up and ready to use. AAC devices and assistive technology can take time and effort to arrange, especially when working with office-provided tech that may not seamlessly integrate with personal devices. In a remote setup, AAC users can work with equipment they are familiar with and have configured for their communication and accessibility needs, reducing the risk of technical issues that can arise in an office setting. This ensures that AAC users can begin their work immediately and not lose time troubleshooting or adjusting their equipment. Additionally, the home setup allows them to avoid the stress of carrying and setting up multiple devices, further minimizing any downtime and allowing for a more efficient, streamlined work process. Time management is another area where telework offers significant benefits. With the flexibility to create their own schedules, AAC users can tailor their workday around their personal needs, allowing them to manage their energy more effectively. For example, some AAC users may find that they have higher energy levels at certain times of the day, allowing them to schedule important meetings or complex tasks accordingly. The flexibility of telework also allows AAC users to take breaks as needed, which is vital for preventing fatigue, particularly when using assistive technology that requires fine motor skills or prolonged concentration. This freedom to work at one's own pace can reduce stress and enhance overall productivity, as AAC users can structure their days in ways that support their well-being and work-life balance. Finally, communication with coworkers is often enhanced through the tools and platforms commonly used in telework. For AAC users, particularly those with complex communication needs, video calls, chat applications, and email provide opportunities for thoughtful, considered communication. Unlike in-person settings, where responses must be immediate, digital communication allows AAC users to compose responses at their own pace, enabling more accurate and effective exchanges. Video conferencing also enables AAC users to participate more fully, as they can utilize their AAC devices to communicate and participate in discussions with the advantage of visual feedback. Instant messaging and email provide additional flexibility, allowing for asynchronous communication that gives AAC users the time they may need to craft detailed responses. This approach not only supports productivity but also fosters inclusion by creating a space where AAC users can communicate as fully as their colleagues, contributing to team discussions and projects with greater ease and confidence. Next slide, please. While telework offers flexibility and independence, it also presents challenges that can impact AAC users in unique ways. Key disadvantages include social isolation, limitations of home technology, and difficulties in separating work from home life. Each of these can affect productivity, well-being, and a sense of connection to the workplace. Social isolation is one of the most commonly noted downsides of telework, and it can be especially impactful for AAC users. In a traditional office environment, employees have countless opportunities for casual, face-to-face interaction, such as chatting in break rooms, attending team meetings, or participating in group activities. For AAC users, who may already face barriers to social interaction, working remotely can amplify feelings of isolation. Without the informal exchanges that occur naturally in the office, AAC users might feel more distanced from their co-workers, making it harder to build relationships, network, or feel part of the team culture. Over time, this isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness or disengagement from the workplace, and it may require extra effort to foster social connections remotely, which could include more intentional virtual meetings or peer support initiatives. Home technology limitations present another challenge. While telework can reduce the need for commuting and office setup, it also requires reliable, specialized technology that many AAC users depend on for communication and productivity. For instance, high-speed internet is critical for smooth video calls and real-time messaging, and unreliable connections can disrupt communication with co-workers, leading to frustration. Additionally, not all assistive devices are compatible with commonly used telework software, and troubleshooting issues can be complex without on-site IT support. Many AAC users may not have access to ergonomic or adaptive workstations at home, which could affect physical comfort and productivity. If home equipment is limited or outdated, AAC users may struggle to participate as fully or effectively in meetings and projects, making it essential for organizations to consider supporting employees' technology needs to bridge this gap. Separating work life from home life is another challenge for teleworkers, and it can be particularly complex for AAC users. These factors are discussed by McNaughton, Rackensperger, Dorn, and Wilson, 2014. In an office setting, there is a physical separation that naturally divides work and personal life. When working from home, however, the distinction can blur, making it harder to turn off after work hours. For AAC users, who may spend significant time preparing communication tools and work materials, it can be challenging to mentally transition between work and home roles without a clear boundary. This blending of work and personal space can lead to overworking, burnout, or difficulty managing personal commitments, especially for those with health needs. Developing routines, such as setting up a designated workspace or establishing a clear end-of-day routine, can help maintain balance, but these boundaries require discipline and can still be difficult to uphold. Next slide, please. Combating social isolation in telework is essential, as remote work can sometimes diminish face-to-face interactions with colleagues, friends, and the broader community. While telework offers flexibility and comfort, it can also lead to feelings of loneliness and disconnection if individuals do not actively seek social engagement. One effective way to mitigate these feelings is by participating in recreational activities outside of work hours. Engaging in hobbies such as sports, dance classes, art workshops, or fitness groups not only provides a change of pace but also fosters connections with like-minded individuals. These activities serve as an opportunity to meet new people, share experiences, and develop friendships that extend beyond the workplace, enriching personal lives and enhancing overall well-being. Joining community groups can be another impactful strategy for combating social isolation. Many communities offer various organizations and clubs, ranging from book clubs and gardening societies to volunteer groups and cultural organizations. By becoming involved in these local initiatives, teleworkers can connect with others who share similar interests, fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. Participation in community groups also promotes social interaction and provides avenues for individuals to contribute to their communities, enhancing their overall sense of connection and engagement. For those who prefer real-time interaction without leaving their homes, video conferencing platforms like Zoom present a valuable alternative for socialization. Virtual gatherings can include everything from casual catch-ups with friends and family to organized group activities. By utilizing these platforms, teleworkers can maintain face-to-face interactions that build camaraderie and provide emotional support, helping to counteract feelings of loneliness. Regular virtual interactions create a routine of connection, reminding individuals that they are not alone and that others are experiencing similar challenges. Additionally, social media plays a significant role in maintaining connections and combating isolation. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn provide opportunities for teleworkers to engage with a broader community, share experiences, and connect with others in both professional and personal realms. By participating in online discussions, sharing accomplishments, or simply checking in with friends and colleagues, individuals can cultivate relationships that transcend physical boundaries. Furthermore, social media can serve as a source of inspiration and support, allowing individuals to engage with communities focused on shared interests or challenges. It's important for teleworkers to intentionally prioritize their social well-being by scheduling regular check-ins with friends and family, participating in group activities, and exploring new social avenues. By consciously integrating social interactions into their routines, individuals can create a balanced lifestyle that includes both work and meaningful connections. This proactive approach not only reduces the risk of isolation but also enhances overall mental health, job satisfaction, and personal fulfillment. Next slide, please. The digital divide significantly impacts access to telework, creating barriers for individuals with disabilities who wish to engage in remote employment opportunities. Research indicates that Americans with disabilities are substantially less likely to own a computer compared to their non-disabled peers, with ownership rates being less than half as high. Furthermore, the gap extends to internet usage, with individuals with disabilities being only about 1/4 as likely to use the internet as those without disabilities. This disparity underscores the challenges faced by disabled individuals in accessing technology that is increasingly integral to modern work environments. More recent studies have highlighted that this digital divide persists, primarily due to insufficient financial resources and a lack of necessary skills and tools that enable people with disabilities to fully benefit from internet access. Many individuals with disabilities may face economic hardships that make purchasing computers or reliable internet access unfeasible, further entrenching inequalities. Additionally, without access to appropriate assistive technologies or digital literacy training, individuals may struggle to utilize the online tools that facilitate telework, such as video conferencing platforms, collaboration software, and productivity applications. The low accessibility of internet resources not only restricts opportunities for telework but can also limit social interactions, professional development, and the ability to seek employment. This technological gap perpetuates a cycle of exclusion, where individuals with disabilities are unable to fully participate in the digital economy or access remote job opportunities that could enhance their independence and quality of life. By bridging this divide, we can create a more equitable landscape for telework, ensuring that all individuals, regardless of their abilities, have the opportunity to engage in meaningful employment and participate fully in the digital world. Next slide, please. Combating the digital divide is crucial for ensuring equitable access to technology and information for all individuals, particularly those who use AAC. Assistive technology plays a vital role in bridging this gap by providing tailored solutions that address various barriers to digital participation. Assistive technology facilitates physical access for individuals with mobility challenges by enabling them to interact with devices and software. This includes adaptive keyboards, touch screens, voice recognition software, and specialized input devices that accommodate diverse physical abilities. These tools empower users to navigate digital environments independently, fostering greater engagement in remote work and online activities. For tool, text-to-speech and speech-to-text software. For These technologies create inclusive environments where everyone can engage with digital platforms. Next slide, please. A multifaceted approach is essential to effectively bridge the digital divide for augmentative and alternative communication users in telework settings. Organizations can take proactive steps to ensure that AAC users have access to the necessary technology by offering resources to fund AAC devices. Reliable internet connectivity is crucial for effective telework, especially for AAC users who depend on digital communication tools. Organizations should assess the internet access needs of their employees and consider providing stipends or subsidies to help cover the costs of internet services. This can be particularly important for employees living in rural or underserved areas with limited internet access. By investing in robust connectivity, Providing comprehensive training on telework technologies is essential for empowering AAC users to maximize their communication tools. Next slide, please. The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, was enacted in 1990 to prevent discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all areas of public life, including employment, transportation, and access to public services. Under Title I of the ADA, employers are required to provide reasonable accommodations to qualified employees with disabilities to ensure equal access to job opportunities and to help them perform their essential job duties. Reasonable accommodations include modifications or adjustments to the job or work environment that allow what it allows individuals. Telework has proven to be not only feasible but often essential for many individuals, making it a reasonable and highly effective accommodation under the ADA. Telework offers numerous advantages that align well with the ADA's mandate for reasonable accommodations. Next slide, please. The ADA's core mission is to ensure equal opportunities and accessibility for people with disabilities. Telework aligns with this goal by removing obstacles that might prevent individuals with disabilities from accessing meaningful employment. Working remotely allows employees with disabilities to avoid workplace barriers that others may not face, such as navigating complex office layouts, adapting to inaccessible technology, or dealing with sensory distractions. Telework can also promote equality by providing a platform where employees are evaluated based on their performance rather than physical presence. Next slide, please. Sadly, public perceptions of disabilities cause a lack of focus around people who use AAC. Society thinks of disability as physical in nature and readily accommodates by building ramps, putting in elevators, installing grab bars and automatic doors, etc. Again, accessibility is not limited to modifying the physical environment, not limited to the modification of buildings and structures. Make people Many individuals think people with complex communication needs have intellectual disabilities. In reality, people who use AAC have a whole gamut of diagnoses, of which one is intellectual disability. Next slide, please. For AAC users, communication itself is a significant life activity. The ADA's broad definition includes protections for individuals who rely on alternative forms of communication, recognizing that their right to express themselves is integral to their full participation in society. However, many AAC users still face exclusion from employment and professional environments due to biases and lack of awareness. Accommodations for AAC users may include providing access to assistive technology, training for peers and colleagues to facilitate inclusive communication, and allowing flexible communication methods or response times in work and educational settings. Next slide, please. Legal cases and guidance from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, have shaped the understanding of telework as a reasonable accommodation under the ADA. Employers must engage in an interactive process with employees who request accommodations, assessing the specific needs of each case to determine whether telework is appropriate. Next slide, please. The following questions are essential in this evaluation. Can the job's essential functions be performed remotely? For positions that rely on technology and remote communication, telework is often a suitable option. However, telework may not be feasible for roles requiring hands-on work or in-person interaction. If telework poses significant difficulty or expense, employers may argue that it is not reasonable. However, this assessment varies by organization size, resources, and the specific demands of the role. Next slide, please. The COVID-19 pandemic brought about a massive and rapid shift toward telework, fundamentally changing the way employers and employees view remote work. Before COVID, telework was often viewed as a rare privilege or specific accommodation rather than a widespread practice. This swift transition led employers to adopt new technologies, flexible work structures, and innovative communication practices to keep operations running smoothly, revealing that remote work could be effective, productive, and in many cases, preferable for both employees and employers. The initial shift to telework was driven by necessity, but as the pandemic continued, organizations began to see the broader potential of remote work. Next slide, please. Telework made it possible for employees to balance work with personal obligations more easily, which led to increased job satisfaction and retention in many cases. This realization has led many companies to embrace hybrid or fully remote work models long-term, transforming telework from a short-term solution into a permanent option. Next slide, please. The normalization of telework during COVID-19 has also had a profound impact on people with disabilities, who have historically faced barriers to employment due to physical, sensory, or transportation challenges. The remote work allows individuals with disabilities to work in environments that are uniquely suited to their needs, with access to customized setups, assistive technology, and tools that enable them to work comfortably and productively. This shift. Next slide, please. For AAC users specifically, telework can be particularly beneficial. Working remotely allows AAC users to communicate at their own pace, with the support of personalized tools and devices that are readily available in their home environments. This flexibility can alleviate the pressure to communicate at the speed or style of others. The ability. Next slide, please. Looking to the future, the lessons learned during the COVID-19 pandemic have set a new standard for accessibility and flexibility in the workplace. Telework has proven to be a reasonable accommodation and often a highly effective one. Organizations now understand that enabling employees to work remotely can be a powerful way to support. For this, next, the rise of telework has broadened the range of jobs available for remote roles, creating opportunities across diverse fields that extend well beyond the COVID-19 era. Real estate aid. Next slide, please. In the time we have left, I'd like to facilitate a question and answer session, so feel free to ask any questions you may have about the topics we covered. This will allow me to clarify any points of confusion and dive a bit deeper where needed. For those seeking CEUs through the AAC Institute, please go to the website for AAC Institute where there is a brief quiz designed to reinforce the main concepts and help you test your understanding of key takeaways. This quiz will cover essential points we discussed and will help you gauge your grasp of the material. Finally, we'll open the floor for a discussion to reflect on today's content and connect it to real-life applications. This is a great.
Oh, this, I'm like,
Thank you so much, Dr. Rackensberger. We do actually have a question that came in. Ryan Beckett asked, what suggestions do you have to make AAC needs work for VPNs or other security measures? You are able to, Dr. Rackensberger, type an answer if you'd like in the Q&A function. If there are any other questions, please feel free to ask them also. We've got about 4 minutes left. Okay. And we do have another question that just came in from Jennifer, and she asked, what is the most effective way for individuals with severe physical impairments and speech impairments to locate appropriate jobs for themselves without initially disclosing their disability? Okay, so it looks like I'll just reiterate for our transcript that Ryan's question about AAC needs and VPNs, Tracy answered that there should be some collaboration with AAC manufacturers. Thank you for that. And she is typing an answer for Jennifer. Again, looking at what the most effective way is for individuals to locate appropriate jobs without initially disclosing their disability. Okay. And it looks like, and just again, just going to answer out loud is research jobs online. Internet job postings are great as well as emailing. Okay. Well, we're at 2:59. So with that, Dr. Rackensberger, are you ready to wrap up? Are you ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hoping you came today.
We are very happy that you were able to present to us today. Not just for everyone who came to participate, but we're so excited to have you and your wonderful expertise and knowledge for AAC and telework. For those of you who are still on, again, thank you so much. This was recorded, and we will be sending it out later, as well as instructions on how to receive continuing education credits for those who need CEUs and CRCs. Also be on the lookout later today for an email with some resources about our Access PD project here at the Center for Inclusive Design and Innovation, where we have Dr. Rackensberger collaborating with us, as well as a link for our feedback survey. We want to know from you what you liked, what you would like to see improved, and if there are any other topics that you would like us to research and look into for our webinar series for this project. And with that, I think we're going to sign off. So again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.